Hi, it's me, Wyatt, the boy,
And me, Clem, the lobster.
and you're listening to The Lobster and His Boy, in
Cha-cha-cha.
which we're rereading the Chronicles of Narnia in publication order. We're on our first book episode, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. For some reason, I thought this was the third book in the series. It's the second, like technically in the chronological set that I have, but I don't know. I
I
knew
could
nothing.
see it being the third. I think that there could be a whole lot more that happens because the span of time between the first book and the second book is like a whole lifetime.
Yeah, I think I thought that it was the magician's nephew, the horse and his boy, then the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe. I don't know why. Maybe that's the order that I read them in as a child, even though there were numbers on the spine.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
couldn't be bothered to count. I'm reading books.
Yeah, you can't count and read at the same
No, that's a
time.
different part of the brain.
Absolutely not.
But obviously, this is the one I remember the most because of the movie, mostly. But I am, like, I'm in my notes, I was, like, really excited to see how different they are. And I mean, we haven't watched the movie yet. So I'm still excited because I'm sure that there's, like, so much more that we are about to talk about that they just kind of glance over or at least just partially mention.
Or barely even nod to in any aspects because it's just not interesting for the screen, which is
Yeah,
like, that doesn't make sense,
because it's part of the story.
right? You're reading it. How could act better?
Mm.
Anyway.
But this one's probably, I would assume, your most familiar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because this is the one that, I mean, this is the one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's the book that everybody's read. It's, most people read the first Harry Potter. Most people might have read Lord of the Rings, but not everybody is going in for the whole series. And this one, my mom read to me as a kid, and also I reread as a young adult, and it's just fun. It's just very sweet and lighthearted, and it's a really easy, very fast read. Also, because it has the movie attached to it, like it's the Wizard of Oz. It's not Return to Oz
Yeah.
or what happened to Oz before we got there.
It has the nostalgia of being more of a classic for sure. I have this note here about who I'm most looking forward to see,
Go for it.
which is, of course, Jadis, the White Witch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Just knowing how much of a role that she plays in the whole creation and like she's just been there forever. Looking back now, I still wish that they had dove into her character a little more. Uh, but also, she's not the main character. She's not the focus. So I get why she's just kind of powerful and scary and there.
Yeah.
So
No,
it
I
makes
mean,
sense.
I'd love to hear this, like the prologue of The Magician's Nephew, which is like the story of the battle and how, the destruction of Charn, like actually getting to see it and maybe even like before her, like how her character was created to be so angry and harmful. But, because these stories are coming from a point of reference, CSL probably didn't have the ability to maybe have that forethought or maybe just like ran out of time.
Mm-hmm. The Greta Gerwig, right? I think I read somewhere that she is uh, directing show movies. I don't know. She's got something I read of doing a new Narnia
Are you fucking kidding?
series. So you might see the charm. I'm not kidding. No.
Well, I mean, I'm just glad we're getting a jump on this then.
Yeah.
Also, we had the idea to do this a year ago, but life.
Yeah. Life finds
No,
a way. No.
it's just funny how those things time out.
Yeah, and now it's like it's being talked about. It's not any sort of casting releases or anything, but we'll keep you updated if
Yeah,
anything comes out.
and I mean, she's an excellent writer and director, and I think she's a tremendous artistic visionary. So, and works with amazing people and has great collaborators. So I'm sure it's gonna be fucking cool.
I'm excited to see that version of Narnia. But yeah, and I hope that they can kind of do a I don't want to say Game of Thrones. Everyone says make it Game of Thrones or whatever. But I would like to see, like I said, more character development on some other kind of side characters.
Okay, not to fall too off the wagon here, or I guess like losing the plot too much, but who would play her?
Jadis.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can't say Tilda
I
Swinton.
was gonna say it. I
Well,
was
it's
gonna
not.
say.
She would do an amazing job, 100%.
Hmm.
Like, there's no doubt in my mind that she wouldn't beat the crap out of that role. But
But yeah,
well, because like she would be playing a younger version of herself, so it would be cool to have her. Because then she played her in
she
the
played her, the
yeah
White
in
Witch.
the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm glad because otherwise it'd be
I
like
feel like she still. I feel like she could play
she can play
the
anything.
the classic White Witch, but for the flashback. Is that what you're saying, or
I
for
I
the
I,
new?
I think it'd be cool to have it be like like the story of Charn and also like what happened to the witch.
Hmm. Yeah, like
Because
she went and she learned the what the deplorable word or whatever it is. Like,
yeah, like I don't. I mean, it's not. Yeah, again, not that I don't want to see. I mean, I'm fine with Tilda Swinton doing anything,
mm.
but not murder.
All
No,
right.
it's because I'm
Anyway,
yeah, because I lost it. Anyway, so
start
yeah,
with chapter one. Lucy looks into a wardrobe. Well, why would you do that?
right. So does anyone ever actually explain how or why the kids ended up at this professor's house, or are we just is it just
I
war?
I don't know. I don't have. You have your book. I meant to have my book, but it's far away.
No, it's just here.
Here it is. I'm a liar. It starts. Once there were 4 children, they were sent away from London during the war because of the air raids.
Yeah,
So that's, I think, all we get.
yeah, which is like not like people are doing background checks and shit, but basically it's like I have a home. And there are children that need a place to be safe, so they can come be here. I mean, like it's a wonderful thing to do,
Yeah.
assuming the kids are safe. Which, yes, they are, but also like thinking in terms of CPS, like having a magical wardrobe is not necessarily great. If you've got kids wandering around, like you could, I don't know, put a lock on it.
But does he know that it's magical? I don't think he does.
It's that's for another story. But
Yeah.
the spoiler, the professor does know about. He knows
He knows about Narnia,
and
and
he
he's not
knows
surprised.
he knows that he made the wardrobe or had it made
He had
from
it made from the tree.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we,
Okay.
we're
Back.
ages from that.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was just because of the war on. Also at the beginning, I think it's really funny because he mentioned specifically the name of the servants who were in the
Right.
house. Shout out to Betty, Margaret, and Ivy. But also in that same long, drawn out bit of explaining their names is also like they're not important and won't be mentioned again. So let's just name these characters that don't need names.
Yeah. Just
Just to humanize them and then dehumanize them at the same time.
literally within the same sentence, a comma, and then, but they don't fucking matter.
Classic. Yeah. Okay. So they like get to the house,
Right.
and they wake up and it's raining because it's England.
Yeah, of course. And Edmund's already being a little priss.
Fucking
He go, "Oh, don't talk like mother." Like, come on.
Wait, he's like,
She's-
yeah, we can do whatever we want because the old dude doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Mhm.
Which also is like, whatever. We'll get there. Okay, so we meet the children, which are whomst are Peter,
Hi.
Susan,
Mm,
Edmund, and Lucy. Lucy. Oh, sorry.
that was a good one.
That was a good one.
finger crack.
Lucy being the youngest, obviously. Peter being the eldest, and figure it out in between. So, but they wake up in the big house, and it's raining, and so they're like, okay, we'll play hide and go seek in this house because like it's 19 clickety clack. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah, I do have. I think this is a little before then. Before the hide and seek, they all talk about going outside before they wake up and they're raining, and they talk about all the things that they're gonna see or whatever.
Yes.
They all bring up an animal. They all say an animal, and I have them listed here.
And who says what?
Yeah, and who says what? I've got Peter, age 13. He says a hawk. He, might see a hawk out in the woods. So I looked up what that represented, and it says hawks represent changes, clarity, pursuing your goals and dreams, protection, and honoring your inner wisdom. From mindbodygreen.com. And they represent being in control of your own life and being confident and I mean, if you subscribe to the idea that a certain other author of a certain other fantasy series pulled inspiration from here, there's very, protection, honor, like,
Ravenclaw.
yeah, it's a little. I have it as a Gryffindor here. Um, but I also said it sounds pretty Ravenclaw, but a man, no.
Never.
Uh, and his no, no, we won't get into that part. And then Lucy, she says a badger. Oh, cute little girl. She's 8. Uh, this is a persistent creature that focuses its sharp mind as needed, exercises the virtue of patience, and keeps moving along no matter what comes across its path. That sounds like Lucy. And then this one,
Hufflepuff.
this one was specifically more of a Harry Potter result about badgers. It says badgers, while also rare in English heraldry. I don't know what heraldry means. Were typically an English symbol. What does that even mean? Why did I get this quote? Meanwhile, badgers also symbolize aggression, fierceness, courage, tenacity, endurance, and protection. Edmund sees a fox, which are the spirituality, creation, omens, the afterlife. Uh, the fox may represent intelligence, independence, playfulness, and mischief. Protection again, good fortune. The afterlife little bit is kind of interesting, just because of what happens later and who may or may not die for Edmund. And Susan talks about seeing a rabbit, which I feel like is low key misogynistic because the rabbit symbolizes fertility. Fertility, a woman. She's a woman. She's 12, by the way, right now.
She's not a woman.
Luck and creativity. Rabbits also symbolize compassion and intuition, often associated with springtime and new beginnings. These happy critters are a reminder that life is full of possibility. That one just really gives me Ravenclaw, though. The creativity, intuition, maybe not compassion, but whatever.
Wait, is Edmund 10?
Edmund is 10, yeah. Lucy's 8. Peter is 13. And yeah, Susan is 12.
I like how it's like 2 years, but then it's like we can't make Peter be 14 because like he still needs to be young enough that he'd be interested. I think it would be better if they knocked them all back and Peter was 12. I think it might be like if
Right,
it was
make
like
Lucy 6 or something like that.
or do like a beginning of Harry Potter. Like he's like about to turn 13. Like that would be a bit easier for me to, I don't know, whatever, different times. Anyway, but yeah, it takes like really no time for them to get into the wardrobe once they do. Also, thank you for looking all that up. That was really interesting.
Oh, yeah. I thought it might mean something. Does it mean something? Maybe not. But
Well, I mean, yeah, yes and no, because like they, these specific things do come back later, especially. But we'll get there.
right.
Oh, we'll get there.
We will. We will. But they start wandering around the house. And he doesn't have an actual library, but a series of rooms that lead like from one room to another room, and they're all full of books. Sounds incredible. Like, I don't know whether I'd want a big library, many small libraries in my castle. Eventually everyone wants a castle, right?
I mean, I guess it would help with dust having the enclosed spaces, but then it's like, do you have seating in every room?
Probably.
And then it's like you got to walk all the way back to look for one
Right,
book,
look in your fiction series.
and then you got to walk all the way back to your
yeah,
chair.
that would suck.
Yeah.
And then Lucy's immediately drawn to the wardrobe,
Of
like
course.
within what, page 10?
Let me see. 5. She finds the wardrobe.
There we go.
And
Very
nobody's
queer, she
and
says.
no one. Yeah, of course. And no one's interested in the wardrobe except for her, so they keep going around exploring. But of course, she's interested. And she opens it and loves the smell of fur. And
Don't mind the crunch, sorry, of the kitten.
We have a cat eating adjacent.
Enjoy the ASMR.
Just a little bit of kitty crunch. And a couple of mothballs fall out apparently as well. But she just like starts going inside, and it's super deep. And she's just by page 6, she's touching tree branches, and by page 7, she's walking in the snow. And by the time she's spotted Mr. Tumnus, it's literally like the end of the chapter, but we don't find out. We only know that he's a fawn until chapter 12.
I mean, it says chapter 12, chapter 2.
Sorry, Page 12, but that doesn't fit with the song.
Yeah. Um, it says Mr. Tumnus is holding his tail to keep it out of the snow here. A goat's tail.
But why would his tail be that? How high
I
is the
said,
snow?
has C.S. Lewis ever seen a goat's tail?
Has anybody in this family even seen a goat?
But we do move on to chapter 2.
What
What
Lucy
Lucy
found
found
there. Damn it! I was trying to do it at the same
there.
time.
No. Um, and the fawn, yeah, immediately knows, or suspects at least, that she's a daughter of Eve.
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and I just realized when I was doing this read through that his first name is probably Tumnus, because she says my name's Lucy, and he says his name is Tumnus, and she just calls him Mr. Tumnus, and she's just a little girl.
Well, I mean, yeah, like a lot of them, they only have their first names,
Yeah, it's just Tumnus.
and like there's
Beaver, Mr. Beaver, Mrs. Beaver.
yeah,
Spoilers, but
yeah, and then like there's other creatures that get like a full names. I don't know. I think it's like some people are Cher, some people are John C. Riley.
yeah, it just reminded me of like a little girl calling her teddy bear like Mr. Henry, or just like something
Oh
so cute. Mr.
yeah.
Tumnus. I'm like, oh, but
Also, she's polite.
yeah,
She's a very
oh,
sweet child.
and
Also,
she's from the country of Spare
oh yeah, right. Yeah, because he asked if she's from the wild woods of the West, which
Mm-hmm.
would be an excellent album.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, and like she says, like he invites her to go eat sardines, bleh,
disgusting.
and she says no. But then like he like just like literally pressures her, and then she eventually takes his goat ass arm and they go eat sardines and many different kinds of toast,
All the toast,
which
and
I'm here for.
yeah, and it lists all the little books on his bookshelf, which I also looked up. The life and letters of Silenus. I didn't look up how to pronounce it. Silenus,
Solanas,
nymphs and their
Salinas.
ways, men, monks, and gamekeepers. A study in popular legend, and is man a myth? Um, and I had to look up the life and letters thing because I didn't know if it was like a common thing for biographies, which I found out it was. And it makes sense. It's nice, it's catchy, and you can just reuse it for different people. And they all be in the same section. I had only heard it, of course, from Harry Potter of the Life and Lies, that book that is written in the universe. So I just assumed that it was another thing that
Just like a
they had,
nod.
yeah, had taken from someone else's writing, but
Yeah.
it is a real world thing, the life and letters. So it was just a twist on that
That
in the other series.
that would be cute. I mean, we here at The Lobster and the Boy Incorporated are not fans of the author of the Harry Potter series,
Boo!
but we are fans of the Harry Potter universe.
Yay!
Not her, him,
Him.
him,
Uh,
the boy who lived.
Hey boy. I also looked up Silenus because I didn't know who that was. And he's the god of drunkenness and winemaking and was a companion and tutor to the wine god Dionysus or Dionysus.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Dionysus.
yeah, and so he's like, Mr. Party, drunkenness and
Hey, Mr.
winemaking,
Party. So
baby.
he's the tuxedo T-shirt of the.
Yeah, god of drunkenness. Like, not of drinking, of drunkenness. Like, that's some party hard shit.
I think of that guy in Wayne's World that's like always too partied out.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to him. Call in if you know what his name is. We don't have a phone line, but
Call in.
call in now. We're answering calls live after the math. Okay, so like yeah, so they eat their multiple various kinds of toast, and
Yeah.
then he distracts her with the flute tunes and the goat stories, and then she gets a little like she's starting to get tired, and she's like, "I'm tired. I want to go home," and he starts fucking crying at her, like sobbing, like a little fucking asshole, just manipulating her because she wants to go home.
It's really bad. It's quite awful. And, like, he's telling her that he betrayed her while he's crying. Kind of. He's like, oh, but I'm bad. I'm so awful. And, like, he's been nothing but nice to her up to this point, even though he has ulterior motives. And now he's,
Mhm.
like, kind of telling her about these ulterior motives,
I'm a
but
kidnapper.
yeah, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Little girl, like you just got kidnapped. Like, what do
Yeah,
you
you
mean?"
got
Yeah.
Lucy.
But then he still does the right thing.
Well, also like when they talk about going there, it's like he's like, oh, it's just down this way, but then they have to go like up and down, like
It's a
and like
while.
into like a valley, and it's
Do
like
not go to secondary locations with strangers.
no, especially like half human creatures. When you walk through a goddamn closet full of stanky ass fur coats,
Exactly.
turn around, Lucy.
She's just looking for adventure, though. She's ready for it.
Yeah, Lucy in the closet with her fur coats.
Lucy in the closet with fur coats.
Anyway, yeah, so he's like, I'm bad, I'm bad, and he, and yeah, it explains like why he was trying to keep her there until she was too tired to go, because he promised the White Witch, aka WW, that if he found any human children or any humans period, he would bring them to her. And so he was literally, just because she would hurt him or turn him to stone. Like, I mean, it wasn't just like, oh, just do it because it'll be fun. Like, his life was threatened. So, like, he literally, like, meeting her was probably awful for him. It was really exciting until he realized what she was. And then it's like, well, I have to do this. Otherwise,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to die or be frozen.
And he doesn't know
indefinitely.
her. Like,
No.
he's lived his whole life and he's never. This is 10 minutes with her.
I
And
mean,
sure, she's cool and sweet or whatever, but if. But he does do the right thing. He doesn't betray her. He lets her go home and he doesn't tell the witch.
I know, but I'm also just like, I don't care what situation. Be like, cool. So I was told that if I met one of you, I'd have to take you to the queen. You need to get the fuck out of here and don't come back. But then also, what plot is that? Now we just know there's a spooky closet we can't go in. Hopefully we live until the end of summer and there's a home to go back to.
Well, that was fun.
Directed by Quentin Tarantino.
But she leaves. She comes back through the closet.
We can
through
cut all
the
that out.
wardrobe.
She does say like, please let me go home. And it's not like he doesn't, once she's like, it's kind of like a firm but like sweet please. He definitely takes her back.
Yeah, and I'm sure he could overpower her, but he's not an awful being.
No,
Like,
he's just a foam.
he's just scared.
Yeah.
And we now are on to chapter 3. She's gone in and out of Narnia
Already.
one time and had like hours. It was probably midday when she arrives and they stay, and it's like it's getting late and she's like, I gotta go. So she's been there for a while,
Yeah. And we're on page 25 by my count.
which is chapter 3,
Edmund and the wardrobe.
And no time seemed to pass. They all think that she's making up some story, even though she remembers being gone for hours. She like runs out of the door and was like, "Did you miss me?" And they're like, "What are you talking?" Like, you
Yeah.
just walked out of the door.
Yeah.
I would probably stop talking at that point, but she pushes on it. I would probably be like, "Well, fuck, I'm crazy, I guess."
I probably would just be like, what? I don't know. I probably would go the route of Lucy, because I'd be like, no, like this thing happened and I'm not going to let you gaslight me out of it, Peter and Susan. But they back off because she starts getting upset. And
Yeah,
they're,
and they're
good
not
siblings.
rude
No,
about it.
they're
They
just
just
confused.
disregard her.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you're okay, sure, you believe that, and it was fun, but fucking Edmund is a bitch. Oh, and
Fucking
this is the
Edmund.
next day, and he's like, oh, found any new countries in any other cupboards? Like, ew.
He's such a bitch.
He really is, and his redemption, in my opinion, is not enough.
No.
Does he even really say sorry? I don't remember. I feel
No.
like no.
No, of course not.
He does have a little talk alone with Aslan, and then Aslan says it's all spoilers ahead. He's like, it's all sorted.
Not good
Don't
enough.
talk to him about it. Not good enough.
Not
he needs
good
to.
enough.
He needs comeuppance.
But yeah, like they've all gaslit her at this point into thinking that she just dreamed it up. Like she literally thinks is like she doesn't know if she dreamed that up or not. But they get to play outside for a few days, so she kind of like, but she can't enjoy any of it because like Edmund's being a fucking dick.
Yeah, the whole time. And then there's finally another rainy day, and they decide to play some hide and seek. And she goes back.
Yeah, because she needs to know if she's fucking crazy or
Uh-huh.
not.
And they keep bringing this up. They brought it up the first time she went in. It's a very silly. it's very silly to close oneself in a wardrobe because Lucy is smart. I get like do wardrobes used to lock back then?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
and again, I guess this is a little spoiler. Oh no, it's this is my next note. But then Edmund closes it because
yeah.
Edmund sees her going to the wardrobe, follows her like a little cunt, and he's gonna scare her or whatever in the dark wardrobe,
Oh
and
yeah.
so he closes the door,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it seem like it's a big thing, like they're not gonna be able to get back now or something like that, and then it's not the case. But they draw a lot of like he draws a lot of attention to her not closing the door both times,
Well,
and then Edmund closing it.
well, I guess maybe like then someone knows that it's been opened, and they might come looking for you. Versus, like, I mean, then also not
Okay,
locking yourself in because I feel like that was a common theme in like lots of like stories and especially like horror movies where people are in an old house and you get locked in behind some random door.
that's kind of what I thought was that it was a afraid of getting locked in situation. Uh, and
Oh,
he,
old house.
yeah, he walks through and follows her right into Narnia.
And like I wonder how much time because like he sees her like as she like as like her like foot disappears or hand or like as she like goes through, so he
Right.
knows that he sees her go in, and it makes it seem like not much time passes between him going in and her going in. But also knowing how Narnia time works, by the time he gets into the snow and is like WTF, she's out of
She's
sight.
probably halfway to Tumnus's at
Yeah,
this point.
that would
Maybe
make
not, maybe a quarter. Because he has a little long chat with the I have WW in my notes as well. Double W, the Wet Witch.
right. Well, then also maybe he like didn't go through. I mean, like, Lucy knew with confidence going into the war. Like, do you need
He
to go
was
through the
probably a little
codes?
slower.
Yeah, and was like, what the fuck is happening? But yeah, and then he starts yelling for her because he's now doesn't he's like in the snow, in the woods, in the dark, and
He
starts.
asks to make pax, which is the Latin word for peace. I looked up. It's a truce
Mm,
term. It's a short. It's accepted between children as an effective way to call for a temporary truce. It said so. It was probably like a thing back then. Oh, we'll make pax. Interesting.
right.
I wonder if it has any connotation with the word like pacts, like PACTS, because this is PAX, PAX. Um,
Oh, I was
but
thinking PACKS,
yeah, not
like animals,
pacts. Oh,
because
pack,
he's a
PCK.
fox. Um, a group
But
of
yeah,
foxes, not called a pack.
and it's interesting. He decides he doesn't like this place already
Mm-hmm.
because he's alone and he's scared and he's a little
Yeah,
bitch.
it's probably fucking cold. It's
And he's
nighttime.
about to turn around and leave when he hears the bells.
He can hear the bells.
Um, but yeah, it's like he doesn't belong and he like feels it, or I had like he doesn't blend with the energy of Narnia because they've really already made Edmund very other, even down to he closed the door and she didn't close the door. I feel like that might even be it, just making him just a little bit more different
Yeah,
than everybody else.
yeah, and like if you are constantly othered, and then like it, I mean, it's he internalizes it. Like it didn't just like happen this way by like choice. Like it is all consequence.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry for calling you a cunt, Edmund, but for real, dude,
I guess. Yeah.
grow a bit. Anyway, yeah. So the queen rocks up in her dwarf-drawn reindeer sled,
Mm-hmm.
and Edmund is shook,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "What? Where am I?" And she's like, "Fucking address me as the queen, bitch." And he's like, "My bad, bro.
That is a little intimidation.
My bad,
But
Your
it's
Majesty."
fine.
Is that
Yeah.
about it? I mean, like, well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the same energy as in other stories. When she meets people, she's very
Yeah.
abrupt and matter of fact, like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Demanding authority or
Mm-hmm.
demanding whatever
Do you think
respect.
like wouldn't she like she has to like clarify that he is a human
Yeah,
boy?
that's it. Yeah, in the beginning of the next chapter,
Wouldn't
it's
she be able to
which is
tell?
right, chapter 4, Turkish delight. But I also said that like, wouldn't she be able to tell? I'm like, girl, you're the one here who's seen people. You're the only one other than Aslan who has ever seen a human before that's still alive.
That's true.
If anybody here should know what the fuck a human looks like, it's you, Jadis. Why are
Yeah.
you triple checking that this person is human?
I mean,
I
it's
don't
been,
understand.
I guess it has been several hundred years at this
Yeah,
point.
like 900.
Yeah, like it's
I guess that's a long time. It also describes her as white. It says her face is white, not pale, but white, with a very red mouth. And I said, I wonder if her mouth is still stained red from that apple that she should not have eaten. That we'll learn about
right.
much later. And
Yeah, no,
also much further in the past.
later and further. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to roll into the next
Oh,
episode without taking pause,
mm-hmm.
especially because Turkish delight is one of those things that if you like it, you do, and if you don't, you are also that.
You're a regular person if you don't.
Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Turkish delight, don't necessarily run out to try it. There's various flavors. There's a mint one that I'm quite fond of, but in Australia they have a basic candy called Turkish delight, which is rosewater flavor, and it's covered in chocolate, and I think it's absolutely
Covered in
disgusting.
chocolate. This one is rose water, I'm pretty sure, but it's just covered in powdered sugar. Gelatin, rose
Hmm.
water, powdered sugar.
Yeah, that's
If
typically how they get
if there
it.
was an orange one, I think I could get behind it.
Yeah,
They probably do.
they
Or
come in
like a
like
lemon.
like
That's just a lemon bar. I think I just want a lemon bar. And if there was like a little cookie underneath the Turkish delight and like a little custard like
oh my
on.
god, that is a lemon bar, isn't it? Well, they make like flavor because my cousin brings it to Christmas, brought it to Christmas, where it's like
Mm,
it's at least like four flavors because like one of them is rose water, and then one of them is the mint one, and like I try not to eat all of those, but they're probably so orange. So anyway, we'll look into it. But yeah, no, she is terrifying, and he's like he doesn't know what's gonna happen, and then all of a sudden she becomes really nice.
yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, come sit in my sleigh. Come sit next to me. I'll wrap my
Mm,
fur robe around you. Are you thirsty? It's so cold." And yeah, she like makes him like what pours like a bottle
yeah.
in the
She pulls a
snow.
small bottle of what looked like copper. And I said, not crystal or silver or whatever the fuck it was in the movie. And she pours a single drop from the bottle onto the snow on the ground, from whence the items appeared. Um, and it was a creamy, sweet, hot drink, is what she conjures up first, because he must be cold.
What flavor do you think it is?
I think it's probably just like a classic hot cocoa. Maybe the creamy is like melted marshmallow, kind of how they melt, on top. Um, but like anything that was any sort of sweet is probably crazy delicious for him because he had like Lucy was kind of tempted by fucking anchovies or what the fuck ever because they don't have
Sardines.
anything sardines. They don't have anything good to eat.
That's right.
But
There's a war on.
I
Yeah,
think it's probably just like a classic creamy cocoa with fucking heavy cream, like drinking chocolate.
yeah. I mean, I would, yeah, I guess like later as we get on, they mention like other types of like weird fruits and things like that, but
Uh
it's
huh.
been winter forever, I guess. So
Yeah.
that's more, I guess, like a marshmallow root potentially, or who knows? It could, it could be something that like we couldn't even possibly conceive because Narnia. I just
Yeah.
like, I always wonder because it sounds so
It
good, but you
does.
think he would, like, Ed would know what marshmallow tastes like, even
Yeah,
though,
like hot cocoa. He might know. He just says a creamy, sweet, hot drink.
yeah.
But let's say it could be like any hot, tasty beverage. What'd you pick?
Choose your own beverage,
Yeah, choose your own. If you could drip a drop and
right?
make a beverage, what would it be?
Right.
Because I kind of think I would just pick hot chocolate because it sounds so good in this moment.
Well, yeah, you're like out in the snow and you're cold. I mean, like it kind of leans to itself, unless of course you're a coffee drinker, which porque
Yeah.
no los dos, get
Yeah,
yourself a mocha
mocha.
mocha.
Um, I do have a theory here about this little copper dropper
Yeah,
food maker.
lay it down.
Um, well, it's more a couple questions I guess. Like, it could be something she created herself. Like, she does, it shows that she has a wand or whatever that I think she's created. Um, or it could be stolen from somebody else, because, like, she didn't come with anything.
Well, she does. I mean, she has control over pretty much all the creatures of Narnia. So, like, I mean, do dwarves like
Yeah,
yield?
could they have made it? It just, I'm gonna, it reminds me of the thing that Lucy gets later.
Oh, like Hermione's magical every kind of solving problem potion
Yeah,
in her Mary
like,
Poppins bag.
it makes me think of that. So it almost, maybe it was a gift from Father Christmas, from whence there was Christmas, and she has
Oh,
like stolen it from somebody she turned to stone.
yeah.
Because it seems like it's magic of Narnia and it's growing something from the ground, a la.
Yeah,
The
no, that makes sense. Or like she stole like maybe she didn't make the bottle, but she stole
the
magical things
juice,
to make
yeah.
that. But no, I
Mm-hmm.
like the Father Christmas ideas, but not like obviously he wouldn't give it to her because bitch was getting coal.
Yeah, I just like the fact that,
Oh no,
or
but he
the
didn't come anymore.
well, once she got powerful, but there was 900 years before then, of which there was Christmas and
That's
there
true.
was jubilation.
Always
I
winter,
just like the
never
idea that she didn't
Christmas.
create all the magic. Sure, she might have created the wand, but to channel her magic, but the other stuff, I
Yeah,
don't know. I just
I
don't want to give her too much credit, even though I like her character.
I guess like theoretically you can't really create magic because it's just like matter and energy that just exists. So it's like regardless of whether or not she brought it with her, it's like you're still conjuring it and just like propelling it around the universe.
Hmm.
Who said that?
Who said? Who's in this pod?
Who's in this place? Um, yeah, and then the Turkish delight.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, you can't drink without having something to eat." And so she asks him what he wants. I don't have it whether she asks him because she asks him in the movie, and he says Turkish delight.
Yeah, no,
Um,
she doesn't ask about the drink. She just asks if he wants hot beverage, and then
yeah.
she asks him what food he wants.
And she conjures up pounds. It says pounds of Turkish delight, and he ate it all. It says the more he ate, the more he wanted to eat. So it's probably magic
Magic.
food or
Yeah.
beverage to loosen the tongues of people that she wants to question.
Right.
Because I think that later they talk about it and they go, "Oh, he probably ate her food," and they like know about it.
Yeah, like in Charn, like how it just kind of draws you in. Like it probably has
Hmm.
something to do with that sort of magic. But
Right.
yeah, and he also like doesn't miss a beat because she's like, "What do you want to eat?" And he's like, "Turkish delight,
Turkish delight. Yeah.
Turkish delight."
And it told him, yeah, he just tells her everything about his life.
Yeah, because she's like,
Like
"Yeah,"
he's 10, but still stranger danger.
but he's
Stranger danger, Edmund. Hello. But she's being nice to him.
yeah. Well, he's like the van with all the stickers of the children on it that has like their ages and their interests on it.
Hmm.
But then yeah, she like is just like, "Come on to my house, come to my house. I'll give you more candy,
Yeah.
and if you don't come, you won't get any more candy." Or like,
Right, but she's like, I'll make you the king.
yeah,
The
that's
the
right.
king of Narnia. Like, um oh, and he asks for more and she goes, the magic involved only works, excuse me, only works once.
For like one beverage, one
Yeah,
food
that's a
item.
lie. And then it says like it indicates that like you can't tell if she was lying. She was lying.
Yeah.
She's just not fucking making you more food.
No, she's not wasting that on
Mm-mm.
you
Um,
because it already worked.
yeah. And yeah, she tells him, "Oh, you're gonna be king. You if you bring your siblings." And he's like, "Oh, I don't want to bring them. Blah blah blah. I don't want to share the glory." Um, and then she tells him to keep a secret. Secrets between adults and children. We love that.
Secrets don't make friends.
No, secrets do not. But she tells him how to get to her house, and then yeah, goes,
She
"Oh,
gives
you
him
don't."
vague directions.
Vague. She goes, "Look at those hills over there. You see those two tit hills? Go right twixt them, right between them, and you'll find my house."
Just keep walking.
Just keep going that way, left. Just go turn left and go.
If something gets in your way, turn. um, yeah, and then she's like, yeah, okay, bye. Like, and just pieces out super quick.
Yeah.
And then of course, like, because Lucy's timing is impeccable. She just like happens to show up, but like she doesn't hear the queen or see the queen, which
Yeah,
like
she
I
doesn't hear the
wonder.
bells or the of the reindeer, nothing.
Yeah,
Like, is he really standing there for like a minute or two, just kind of stunned at just what just happened before she arrives?
because she tells him how to get back. Because he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
She
man.
comes back, wonderful lunch with Mr. Tumnus, and she's so happy he didn't get in any trouble. Like, the witch didn't find out. Except she just fucking did because Edmund told her everything about
Mm-hmm.
how Lucy had already been there and she ran into a fawn, Tumnus or something, and he feels like shit. He does feel bad here.
Yeah, because now he
He's like,
realizes.
oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Maybe she is the bad person.
Yeah, and in his defense, he didn't really know because she's like, "How the fuck did you get here?" And he's like, "I
Hmm.
came in through the closet."
Yeah, and uh, she says, oh, the white, like there's the evil white witch that would have hurt him. She says she's the queen of Narnia and all this stuff,
But she's
but
not.
she's not, and she's lying about it. That's what Mr. Tumnus says. And he goes, "Oh, everybody knows that you can't trust fawns." And he just lies to her. He doesn't know shit about fawns. He knows that the witch is actually bad. He just wants that goddamn Turkish delight.
Mm-hmm.
And it even says like he's starting to feel like she's the bad person, but also part of him trusts her and wants to be in her good graces.
Yeah, it's like a loyalty
And I
spell.
wonder if, yeah, if it's just the food, if they really were, if she was on, if he, wow, if he was under her spell.
I wonder if it's like in Spirited Away when Haku coughs up that seal
Yeah,
and there's like the slug thing that comes
she
off of
owns
it.
him. She owns
Yeah,
your soul.
like
Well, and
or that makes
we,
him
as we
loyal.
find out, she does own his soul later. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, and he's already plotting how to keep the lie because he knows that his other siblings will take the side of the animals,
Mm-hmm.
the good guys, because he knows it. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's just doubling down. I said he's doubling down because he doesn't want to say that he is wrong.
Right.
Men. This is literally just straight men. I'm not wrong. I already made my decision and I can't be wrong. So this is my decision and this is why it's right and I'm going to gaslight myself until I can.
Until I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I literally wrote I don't know, maybe the fawn's like go bitch. Like that's like his whole logic for explaining away this like friendship this child has. And then like yeah, he feels sick cuz he got poisoned from food that he ate from the devil. We don't know that she's the devil.
No.
She's not.
I think she's with the loose Christian allegories. I don't even think she is the devil really, because she
No.
eats. Well, she eats the apple, but
I mean, like, there are connections and ties to her. Like, I mean, like Lucifer was a fallen angel. He's the morning star, but and like there are. It's not tight enough, but like she is kind of the embodiment of evil, and like also it's like evil doesn't necessarily exist in just like one form, one person. Like it's in the different shit. So like,
yeah,
because there are some creatures that are like fine being like fighting for her
yeah.
as we'll find
Mm,
out one day.
I,
Um, but yeah, so they're like, okay, let's get the fuck out of Narnia. So they go back, and of course, no time has passed.
right, and that's the end of chapter 4, and we are on to chapter 5
Back
on
on the
this side
side of the
of the door.
door. I don't know
Um,
what I said.
yeah, and it's he hasn't decided how to react to everything, like
No.
on whether or not he's gonna tell Peter and Susan about Narnia until Peter asks him if it really was all true. Because Lucy's like, we were there and Edmund was there too. And then Peter goes, is that true? And then he decides to crush Lucy's little spirit, which isn't, he's not doing it to hurt Lucy. He's doing it to prove Peter wrong or what the fuck ever. It's with his problem with Peter. As soon as Peter's like, oh, is that true? He doesn't want to feel childish and stupid. And so he wants to be above it and say, no, we were just playing pretend and I was just going along with it.
Second born.
Yeah, literally the middle child, like super hard.
Which is just so stupid. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like it's just his inferiority complex. Because
Yeah.
he is definitely more of a. I mean, like, yeah, but the difference between 10 and 13 is tremendous, so I can understand that. But yeah, he doubles down and is really mean, and it breaks poor little Lucy's heart, and
Yeah.
she runs away sobbing, as you do naturally. And Peter and Susan are mad at her or mad at Edmund, excuse me, because even though they still think it's make believe, letting her, think that
Right.
Edmund also like
Mm-hmm.
was in on it, and then like being so short. Like, I don't know, it wasn't like he pretended and then later was like, oh, it's just pretend, like we're just doing it for her. Like he did it to shut her down and crush her spirit. So she's
Exactly.
naturally sad.
Yeah, and they think that she's going queer in the head. Like they literally think that she's going crazy now. But
Hmm.
she's 8. Is that too old to still believe in magic? Like even if she was just playing pretend, like just go along with it. Like she's 8 years old and you got transported to this stranger's house because of the fucking war and she's playing pretend a little bit. Sure. Okay. then play with her.
Yeah,
Like, she's a child.
she's disassociating because she's. I mean, like, okay, again, yeah, like
Like, she's not. Yes, it's really happening, but if it wasn't, like they're still being kind of shitty.
yeah,
But
she's
yes, they're all
playing.
kids.
Yeah, like well, like yeah, and they're also it's like a different time and like it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
very different time.
and we need to stop with the mentality where it's like, oh, they're a mature 13. No, you're
You're
13. It
13.
doesn't matter. You're 13. And they needed someone there, but someone does kind of intersect because when they're discussing that, the professor like, what does he overhear that? No,
Right. They
they go
they
to
think that
him.
she's fully lost her mind, and so they think that they need to talk to somebody and go to the
Hmm.
professor. And
Professor
he
of what does it say?
no, he's just a professor. He probably
Professor
just
of.
yeah, he studied probably history and magic and stuff because he seems here very familiar with Narnia. But like, if he'd only been there the one time, you wouldn't really be that familiar.
He's a professor of magic.
Of magic. He's really kind of great here. Um, he asks which one of Lucy and Edmund, they thought to be more truthful, and of course they say Lucy. Then he says, a charge of lying against someone whom you have always found truthful is a very serious thing indeed. Like, it just, it's hurting her more that you think that she's lying because she's never lied before. And
Yeah,
he just breaks it down that simply. Like, either she's lying, she's mad, or she's telling the truth.
yeah,
They've known her not to lie, and she's not crazy. She's talking coherently.
yeah. Like you can look at her and tell that she isn't
She's
crazy.
coherent.
Yeah, she's not bonkers. She is. Yeah,
Hmm.
she's lucid. She's telling the truth as far as she knows,
Yeah.
and that is not the same thing as lying.
No. And so the only option he gives them is to just believe her and act as if she's telling the truth.
Which is like the best advice, yeah, that
Yeah.
you could possibly give.
Hmm.
And I think also, well, because at this time we don't know what the professor has any idea, like what's in that
No.
wardrobe or what's going on. If anything, he's just very emotionally mature
Yeah.
and very
And
kind for opening up his home to 4 children whose parents are not there. I can only assume fighting in the war.
yeah. And they bring
Um,
up the time difference. They're like, well, she said she was gone for hours. Uh, and he said if she was lying, then she would have hid for a while. She would have hid for a long time and then came out and said that she had spent all this time in another world. The idea that another world has a different way of time running, or the more complex idea that the professor seems to be hinting at, that each world has its own timeline and they don't interfere at all. Like, you're saying that an 8-year-old has thought up of all that and put it into her lie? No!
okay, just like a toss out into the universe, not that, like Greta, if you can hear me, I really think that Tom Waits should play the professor because nobody does that role better than Tom Waits. But also, I don't know if he can do an English accent, so we might run into a wall there.
Dick Van Dyke accent for the professor.
Oh my God, I will practice my English Tom Jones, my English Tom Waits and get back to you. But yeah, so basically, like the weather's still shit and they're playing again.
Oh, one more thing. Though his last point to this whole incredible spiel he gives
Oh yes, yes, yes.
is we might all try minding our own business. Oh, shit. He's like, maybe you could just shut the fuck up and mind your business instead and not talk to her about it at all.
Maybe there are some things you don't understand, and you don't need to understand them, and that can just be okay. Anyway, oh yeah, and so then there's like the Mrs. McCready or whatever, the
Mrs.
housekeeper.
McCready.
She was like showing people around the house. I'm like, you're the
Mhm.
housekeeper. It's not your house, but go off, sis. I
It's
guess.
weird, yeah. Is it like a historical? I think it is in the movie. It's like a historical kind of castle house that he's living in, and so they're
But also, like, this is wartime, and y'all are
yeah, and
fucking
you're
touring
like,
houses.
ooh, making money. They're probably selling it.
Or yeah, maybe because if it's like a historical house and you have to do that shit, whatever. Call in with your knowledge of historical houses.
Yes, please.
We'll post the number in the corner of the screen. But yeah, basically, like they just keep getting like shuffled out of the rooms because she's like children should not be seen or
Yeah, she
heard.
doesn't like Miss. She don't like children. Miss McCready. Isn't that the
Mm-hmm.
name of the pies?
Yeah.
Mrs.
Or no, or Mrs. Tweedy.
Tweety. It sounds very similar.
It does sound
Um,
very
yeah,
similar.
and they try to be out of her way,
Yeah,
but
but
then they come up the back stairs instead of the front, and so then
right.
they have to run.
And then they get shoved into the Russian doll
Hmm.
room.
And it brings it up in the book that maybe it was the magic of Narnia pushing them all to the wardrobe. I vote magic because it says like, or maybe McCready was trying to catch them. Like she doesn't want to catch them. She doesn't want to see them.
There's no such thing as magic. Well, but I mean, yeah,
Except there is here,
right.
because they end up in the wardrobe room.
Also, this isn't a very long book. Like I'm looking at the page numbers. The whole book is like what, like less than 300 pages.
And we've been talking for an hour.
Fuck. Yeah, basically. Okay, so they're like walking through the wardrobe, and they're like, "It's dark. What's going on?" Blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah. And then all of a sudden, like, their feet are getting wet and damp, and then of course, like, they all end up in Narnia, and Lucy's like, "I fucking told you," and Peter and Susan are like, "Edmund, you're a tool."
Yeah, Peter immediately apologizes, shakes her hand. Shakes her hand, though. That's your sister. Give her a hug. She was crying about it.
I mean, England. But yeah,
Yeah.
Susan doesn't apologize either because
No.
Peter apologized, so he
Mhm.
speaks for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
He could have also said, "Hey, I'm sorry. I love you. You're my little sister. I'm your big sister. I got your back." But
Yeah. Sorry I
whatever.
didn't believe you.
But yeah, basically, so they're like, okay, so what do we do? But also, like, keep in mind, they're talking about how their feet are wet, which means the snow is not as dry as it was, which means it's not as cold as it was.
It's literally already melting.
Interesting, the snow is melting. I wonder why that's happening, but we'll get
Crazy
into that.
that even already, like just the presence of one or two of them.
Right? And like Edmund is probably, I mean, his
Edmund
mind
tries
is
to
just
give
like,
directions.
bitch.
I think I don't have it written, but he probably tells him to go this way toward the fucking witch's castle. But, and then Peter goes, I think Lucy should decide where we go because Lucy is the one who's been here more.
Right, because yeah, the queen tells him to like the lamppost, like the hill is
Left of the lamppost, there's these two tit hills, and you go between them.
yeah, and
two
Peter's
hills.
like, "Wow, you're a fucking turd."
Yeah, you're gonna come here, and then you're gonna tell us where to go. No, Lucy can tell you where the fuck we're going, and she
Yeah.
wants to go to see Mr. Tumnus and introduce all of her siblings to her new best friend.
But you can tell from the outside that it's been smashed in, and they go inside and there's broken pottery. Basically, the
Right.
place has just been completely
A
destroyed.
couple days ago, because again,
There's-
the time difference.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So like, it's only been a day or whatever for them, but it's been like maybe a week even then. Like something happened.
right. And then there's a note nailed to the carpet on the floor. Do you want to read it, or
Uh, you could read it if you want to do a spooky Malgrim voice.
I mean, kind of. The former occupant of these premises, the Fawn Tumnus, is under house arrest and awaiting his trial on a charge of high treason against Her Imperial Majesty Jadis, Queen of Narnia, Chatelaine of Car Paraval, Empress of the Lone Islands, etc., also of comforting her said majesty's enemies, harboring spies, and fraternizing with humans. Signed, Magram, Captain of the Secret Police. Long live the Queen.
Etc. Like
Et
you're
cetera.
gonna put etc. in your letter.
I love an etc. period, comma.
Mm-hmm.
She is extra. And yeah, then the kids are all like, okay, so great. And then Lucy's like, fucking told you. And
Yeah.
Edmund is just like,
Yeah, and Peter's like asking Lucy. He's treating her like an equal. She's the expert in the situation. He's like, "What do you know about the Queen?" I really like how Peter's doing it here. He's like,
Yeah.
she's 8, he's 13, but he's still like, you know what's going on more than anyone. Please
Yeah.
help us not doing this stupid Edmund thing.
like they are children, but they are very emotionally mature children. Even Edmund in his, like, he knows what he's doing is wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't think like being emotionally mature means knowing the difference between what's right and what's wrong. and also doing the right thing. But like, I don't know. Anyway, um, yeah. So they're like, what do we do?
Susan is me here. She senses that danger and she's like, we should just go home. We should just leave.
Yeah, he's not here. Things look bad. Let's get out.
Yeah.
And then there's a little burb.
But yeah, Lucy convinces them because she's like, it's my fault. It's my fault he's in trouble. Like he wouldn't be in trouble if I didn't come here and I wasn't nice to him.
But also, he made her go there. So really,
Yeah.
Lucy, like, girl, don't be accepting responsibility for that. Like,
Hmm.
whatever drives
Yeah.
the plot.
And they wonder where he's imprisoned, and Edmund knows probably where he is and doesn't say anything. This would honestly be a great way to get them to the castle. Say, well, if they're under imprisonment, probably at the castle, at the White Witch's house. Missed out. But they do see a bird,
A
a
robin.
red robin.
And Lucy says it's the first bird she's seen in Narnia, which, like, obviously there were birds there.
Were there? They describe it as being very, very quiet wood in the winter.
Well, I mean, well, some birds just.
But this is a robin. I also looked it up.
Oh, maybe they flew south.
Yeah, this is a springtime bird. Um, it says, above all, the robin redbreast, is a symbol of spring song and good fortune. Additionally, it also symbolizes passion, a new beginning, and rebirth. It has long been associated with significant life-changing experience, entering a new chapter in life, blah, 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 blah. Also associated with angels, the supernatural, and are believed to be messengers of God. So it's like she finally convinces them, let's go save Tumnus. They walk out and they see this red robin, and it's like, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Like,
You couldn't have found a robin with a redder chest or a brighter eye.
it's, yeah, like when you think of like a red robin, like
Yeah.
red robin.
Yeah, I was like, we can't afford that. And Lucy's like, I think he wants us to follow him. And Susan's like, I think he does. And Peter's like, let's find out. And like, yeah, they move. I move. He move.
Just like that.
They take a step. He take a flap. And eventually, probably move on to the bird, like flying actually. But yeah, so they just take them on
Onward.
onward into
Edmund tries to
Narnia.
turn Peter against this bird. He's like, well, it hasn't said anything. We don't know where it's going, and we've never met this bird. Like, it could be an evil bird. And Peter's like, well, robins are all good birds in the stories I've read. What stories are you reading with red robins in them other than this story?
Right? Did they put on coats?
They did. They did put on coats because it was cold. And Susan goes, well, it's not technically stealing. We're not even really taking them out of the wardrobe. So they've all got coats, and they're adult coats. So they're fitting them very long down to their ankles and stuff like that.
Yeah, should have mentioned that because I was like, they're definitely not gonna go back at this point.
No, no.
Yeah.
It is immediately after they get there, practically. He apologizes, and then
Yeah.
Susan's like, we should take these coats. It's cold.
Yeah, they're a bit too big for them, obviously, because they're children. But I'm sure they look adorable. And yeah, so they just follow. They follow the bird.
Into the next chapter, which is chapter 7.
A day with the beavers.
And lucky number 7, lucky little beavers. The robin disappears at this meadow or whatever, and they start to freak out because that seems like an ambush to me, honestly. Like, it's gone now. What the fuck? There's a shadow moving in the trees. Susan wants to go home again. She's like, we shouldn't have followed this. Like, and then it says everybody realizes that at once that they're lost in the woods since they were just following the bird. They weren't keeping track of where they're going. They were just following this bird. But it was fine. It's all okay because it's a beaver. Wanna be there, and it's shushing them. He's shushing them with his paw, which just sounds so cute.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
yeah, Peter asks, like, again, Peter asking them what to do. He's not just deciding what they should do. But the girls are like, let's go see what the beaver wants.
Yeah.
And he says it's not, don't talk so loud out in the open. The trees are listening, and most of them are on their side. Some are on her side. He's talking in very vague descriptions, and
Evil trees.
he's just telling them to follow him. And they're like, why would we follow you? We don't know you. But he's got Lucy's handkerchief that she had left with Mr. Tumnus when he was crying about kidnapping her. And she gave him her handkerchief.
Call him Tumnus.
God damn.
I can't wait for the movie.
Yeah, literally. And this is
Sexy goat daddy.
the first mention of Aslan. Mr. Beaver says something about Aslan's on the move or something.
And a low whisper.
Yeah, and they all feel something when his name is spoken. And I've got a little quote here. Perhaps it has sometimes happened to you in a dream that someone says something which you don't understand, but in the dream it feels as if it had some enormous meaning, either a terrifying one, which turns the whole dream into a nightmare, or else a lovely meaning, too lovely to put into words, blah blah blah. Always wishing you could get into that dream again. Um, it's like they feel the power in the name, even though they've never heard it before. And Edmund feels mysterious horror at this name.
Horror.
Probably because he's already lying. He already's like siding with the queen. Peter felt suddenly brave and adventurous. Susan felt as if some delicious smell or delightful strain of music had just floated past. Yeah, literally, like, what the hell?
Fresh mown grass.
And Lucy, yeah. And Lucy got the feeling you have when you wake up in the morning and realize that it's the beginning of holidays or summer, which honestly is great. Like, she's like,
yeah.
the adventure is starting. Everything is going to be okay. She has so much faith.
Yeah. When and this is a common thing with Aslan, like when his character, like people talk, like mention him, it's like, you know, same as like Voldemort kind of
The
power,
name
but
has power.
but the, you know, and then depending on who you are, probably the same as Voldemort. Like, you know, it either gives you power or it takes it away.
Right.
Name of the fear the name.
Only increases fear of the thing itself.
Right. So suck it up, Edmund, because we're gonna be saying it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But also like the common theme in Christianity and probably in all the other brother religions is just like you can't enter the kingdom of heaven unless you come as a child. And Lucy is the child of
Perfect
these
age.
children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like she is. Yeah, exactly. Like she would see, you know, God, Aslan, whatever, you know, the mother lion, as like the best thing that could ever happen to you. And when you're a kid, that's waking up and realize you got nothing but summer to play.
Yeah. No school, no homework, no chores, no obligations.
Yeah, but the beaver's like, yeah, it's like now everybody STFU, we're gonna go back to our place and get some dinner.
I looked it up what Aslan was, or it just came up in my other searches. It's the Turkish word for lion. So his name is just Lion.
That's cute.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cute. And they get back to the beaver's house, and he's so humble about it. He like does a little humble brag about his house.
What a lovely den.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Merely a trifle.
Yeah, they can tell that he loves it and is proud, and so Susan gushes about how lovely it is, and it's the only time he hasn't shushed them on their whole journey. He's like, okay, you can be loud if you're talking about my house.
Right, and they come in and like Mrs. Beaver's like at her little sewing machine, which is like with her little beaver feet. Like, does she have a little pedal that she pushes?
I hope so.
And then more various kinds of toasts and.
Yeah. Oh, when they get there, Edmund sees the two booby hills where the White Witch pointed to, and he realizes her castle is about only a mile away. Really? She's living that close to the beavers and stuff? That's just like I felt like her castle would be in the wastelands, you know, like way out there. Not.
Yeah.
How far have they traveled to get to the beaver's house from Spare from the closet?
I mean,
like, I feel like it's been a couple miles, maybe, but in the snow, trudging, regular shoes, like, I feel like you couldn't go that fast or get very far, so.
Yeah.
It seems crazy.
I think it's in relation to do with, like, how the lamppost got to Narnia.
Right.
Which we will talk about that back up, but, yeah, so I guess, like, the beaver's house, and unlike Mr. Tumnus's house, which was full of, like, pictures and books, their house has been, like, quote-unquote, decorated with, like, things that they need, so it's more utilitarian.
Tools, work stuff, less
Nets.
leisurely, but still super cozy, and they all love the house. And then they have a wonderful dinner. It says with all the butter you could want and the freshest fried fish, which they probably caught literally like right then. I think they actually, Peter and Mr. Beaver, go to catch fish, and then they fry them like right then.
It's probably so good.
Um, and then she has surprise marmalade rolls that she pulls out of the oven fresh, and has a regular, big old pot of tea. And then they get down to business at the beginning of chapter 8.
And he lights his little beaver pipe.
Yeah, he's like ready to go. So cute.
Like, now we've eaten. I've had my pipe, my
Yeah,
cup
I've
of
had
tea.
my food, I've had my tea, I've had get my little smoke on.
They're so cute, which of course then rolls into
Yeah. Chapter 8. What
what
happened after dinner?
I don't know why I said it so.
Spooky. I feel like it's
Yeah.
not spooky information.
But
Well, I mean, kind of.
yeah, but just for the sake of saving time, because a lot of this is just like this is just Mr. Beaver explaining everything that's important, which is like,
We get an old rhyme.
yeah, and just talk, and he doesn't call them by their names, but keeps referring them as either son of Adam or daughter of Eve. So it's probably confusing for the kids, but I'm sure the beaver gives relative eye contact. But basically, just talking about how the queen turns anyone to stone that doesn't appease her, and
Yeah, Edmund goes, well, why doesn't the White Witch just turn Aslan to stone? What the fuck are you even talking about?
dumbass, because
Yeah.
she can't, because she's scared of him.
He reads the old rhyme. Do you want to read it? Or
Oh yeah.
it's not.
Oh yeah, I'll happily. When Adam's flesh and Adam's bone sits at Car Pavar. Fuck.
Pavar.
I can. Is it Paravel?
Paravel.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. When Adam's flesh and Adam's bone sits at Car Paravel in the throne, the evil time will be over and
Done and bone. They're done.
bone.
Over and done.
Yeah, when Adam's flesh and Adam's bone sits at Car Paraval throne, the evil time will be over and done. Done.
Done. It'll be done.
Which is very similar to Harry Potter with the whole prophecy, which spoiler for the Order of the Phoenix.
Oh my god. Yeah, they've got plans to meet Aslan at the stone table tomorrow, if they can get there in time. They know the White Witch isn't human, but she kind of pretends to be, and that's like why she's claiming to be the Queen of Narnia, because she says that she's human, kind of.
But she's not.
But she's not. She's from Charn.
And she's like half giant.
Yeah, half giant and half jinn. They say she comes from Adam's first wife, Lilith.
Jinn? Well, Jinn is Arabic for ghost.
Yeah, Jinn.
Okay, I think it's just one N, or genie or whatever. So like that would, I can see where
she's like part
or
magic,
spirit. I think
part
maybe it means
magic and
spirit,
part
not
giant.
ghost. All of our Arabic speaking listeners call in. Yeah, and that's interesting.
But I think that that's just the mythos that has grown around her. Although I do have here, Jadis was born into the royal family, like part jinn, part giant. It says in her wiki. I think that this is just mythos
Her witchy.
in Narnia, because she's been there since the beginning. People are telling stories about the evil White Witch, and she's huge, and so like she must be part giant, and she's got this magic that's different than Aslan, and so like I think that they have built these stories about her when in actuality she's just from a different dimension and a different planet, and people were bigger over there, and they're magical over there. Like it's not really that she is part giant.
She's just like a different kind of
She's
human.
just a
She's just a different
different
type of
being.
alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that actually really that does make sense. Where it's like how people would describe things before they knew what they were.
Yeah.
I can't think of any examples right now because I'm stuck in Narnia. But they just give them the whole backstory on why she wants Narnia, why they're important, why she wants to hunt them, why they have to keep safe.
And then they notice that Edmund is gone, and they don't really know when he left.
Right, and they go outside, they're screaming for him, but he's gone.
Yeah.
Which is great because like they have to like go down like a slippery like ice path like on the river like from the bank to get there. So like motherfucker was probably like slipping and sliding all over the place getting out of there.
Yeah, and Mr. Beaver knows immediately. He goes, he's betrayed you. He's gone to the White Witch. He could tell as soon as he saw Edmund, it says, he could tell that he had eaten her food. Something in their eyes. So there is some sort of bewitchment. It's not like he's choosing to be as big of an asshole, although I'm sure it's just adding more points to his asshole category.
I wonder if there's like, because like in Charn, like, you know, those of us who know the lore of Charn, that like that magical pull that it had, I wonder if there was like, if we were to write this like lore story on Jadis, like towards her time dwindling, she like found a way to like siphon her that magical thing into that liquid
Right.
somehow.
I mean, she was able to put herself in that cryo sleep for so
Yeah,
long.
that's true.
She's powerful. She's powerful.
She's powerful. Yeah, she's
And that's why I
powerful.
want to know more about her because it's like interesting.
Yeah, not to derail the plot, but why
Mhm.
didn't Aslan just fucking kill her at the beginning? Oh, because then there would be no stories. Well, great. So basically, yeah, they're like, well, he's gone. We got to
Yeah.
go do something about it. You know, as
Right.
we know that Aslan's on his way back, and we just have to get to him before.
Yeah, because they don't know what he heard. They don't know how long he was there. They don't know what he's going to be able to tell her.
Yeah,
But regardless, he's going to be able to tell them where they are. And she's only about 20 minutes away.
right.
So,
And
like, they
how
better
many
get to
beavers are
fucking
there?
2 beavers.
Exactly. Yeah.
You better get to fucking Aslan right now.
Right. So it says, yeah, there's not a moment to lose, which brings us to chapter 9.
And we jump away. They leave us in a tense situation and we jump away.
Yeah, hang on, let me put this up for a second because now we are in
The
witch's
witch's
house.
Which is not a house, but kind of more like a castle.
Yeah. And I don't know if your version's the same. I don't know if they're all the same depending on how they're printed, but like I love that he starts stuff off with like, and now of course.
Yeah,
Like-
I think that's how mine is.
Yeah, it's like you want to know what happened to Edmund. It's like, yeah, bitch, we're reading the story. Like, I don't know. When people write like that, or like it's like when actors like explain things in dialogue that they could have conveyed with like just showing you, but it's a book, whatever. We'll soldier on.
And so we get to see when Edmund, decides to leave. It says that all his taste is thrown off. Nothing tastes as good as the magic food, because then you'll have to go back to her. It's part of the enchantment. He felt like he was in a sour mood. He felt like they were ignoring him. They weren't, but like you get in your head and you're like, I'm a piece of shit. Like I feel bad. Everybody hates me, and like you're gonna see that all around you.
Right. Yeah. And then he just like, starts hyperfixating, like, when I'm king of Narnia and all the things he's going to have, which then, like,
Yeah.
motivates him to keep going. Cause, like,
Yeah, it says he would have turned around, but he's like, oh, when I'm king, I'm going to get some proper roads and I'm going to do this. And like,
I'm sure she's sending out some, like, come, little children, I'll take. you
and then
to
he like starts getting mad at
Turkish
Peter. He's like, well, if Peter wasn't so whatever, then I wouldn't have had to do. It's like, what are you even talking about?
Like, yeah, no, it just sounds like your brother's better at processing things and you aren't. And you
Yeah.
he should be helping you process the same way he
Yeah.
helps Lucy.
And he's walking fast because he's almost there.
Yeah. And yeah, it doesn't take him very long.
No,
time
to
get
walk a
there.
mile in the fucking snow.
But
I
then
don't
I also,
understand.
I'm like, is distance in Narnia kind of like time? Where
Probably
it's like, maybe,
it goes
yeah,
quick.
you
It's
don't
not like Lord of the
realize.
Rings walking. C.S. Lewis was like, yeah, there's a lot of walking, but I'm not going to fucking talk about it.
Right? And hopefully that won't be the focal point of the TV show or movie.
Oh my
or
god, they just
whatever.
add more walking into Narnia. That's what we need. More walking.
Honestly, Greta, go off, girl. If you think that's what's up, do it. Is
Yeah.
Greta
Greta-
she her?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, make sure you gender her.
But yeah, the house, really more of a small castle. And it says it seemed to be all towers. Little towers with long pointed spires on them. Sharp as needles. Like, that does sound fucking scary. Like,
Right.
sharp, sharp.
And like and like all the like frozen statue creatures, it kind of makes me think of in the book version of The Shining when Danny like sees all the topiaries that like start kind of coming after
Okay,
him, but like these guys obviously stay still
They
because
stay
they're
still.
stone.
And the first thing that he sees in her castle, a lion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fucking scared. I looked up
Also-
some lion symbolism. Love the animal symbolism, I guess. Traditionally, alive symbolizes courage, nobility, royalty, strength, of course, all the regular things. But a dead lion, this lion is frozen in stone. If you have a dream of a dead lion, it means that your sense of courage and fearlessness is dying. You are scared of what is happening and what might happen. And he is. He's trying to like
Yeah.
gaslight himself into thinking he's made the right decision, and then he sees this dead lion and like is scared and is alone, and he's made the wrong decision, but there's nothing he can do at this point because he's already made the decision. He just has to keep going. It's really sad. I feel bad for him, but also like
Yeah.
he's a little fucking shit.
Yeah,
He's a child though.
he's
And then
only a
but then he draws a mustache
child.
and glasses on the stone lion to spite Aslan because he's like he was scared, and then he's like, oh, I'm not scared. I'm gonna draw on you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you little
he said
Monopoly man.
ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, then he sees like the light shining, the moonlight shining on it, and sees how noble it is, and then he starts
Yeah,
to feel bad, and
yeah,
it's
because
like,
he's like it didn't work.
which as much as Edmund is annoying, I think like he is that character to remind us that like no person is good or bad. Like Jadis is not human, so she can be a physical embodiment representation of evil, but humans are neither good nor bad. We have both parts in us. Some people have a little more than other. I don't know.
There are
It's
two wolves inside you.
one is Edmund and one is Peter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so
walks through, sees lots of creatures.
yeah, and he's like, okay, it can't hurt me. Yeah, different things like wizard's chest kind of style. Oh, also the topiaries in The Shining were also lions. Fun fact. Um, yeah, and so he like kind of he hears like growling voices because he's walking past all these different creatures, and he's like, who's there? And he's just like announcing that he's a human, and like the queen wanted him here, and then like it's a real wolf, so like next to the
Right, he
stone.
thinks it's stone, this big old wolf, and he goes to just walk over it, but it's fucking real.
Yeah, and the queen and the wolf also speaks, so he like is like, yeah, I'll go let the queen know that you're here, and then like the it turns out that that wolf is the one who left the note in the beavers area or
Yeah,
in their house, or no, in Mr. Tumnus's
Mr.
house.
Tumnus's house. It's Maugrim,
Yeah,
also known as Fenris Ulf. Fenris, which also Fenrir, a werewolf. A ferocious talking wolf in Narnia, captain of the witch's secret police. This says most commonly known as Maugrim, even though many consider his canonical name to be Fenris Ulf. The name is taken from a wolf in Norse mythology, Fenrisulfur, the son of god Loki, who is descended to blah blah blah. Definitely where Fenrir Greyback got his name. Uh, but is in I where is it? Here it is. I was like I skipped a note. The publisher decided to use an older copy to publish this book, and his name is Malgrim in that version. But C.S. Lewis had gone back and changed it to be Fenris Ulf, was supposed to be his name, named after the wolf in Norse mythology. But
okay.
Malgrim is the name that he ended up with because the publisher just decided to do whatever he wanted, I guess.
I mean, might as well. So yeah, he gets brought to the queen, who is pissed
A
because
bitch.
yeah, she's like, how dare you come here without your brothers? I specifically told you to come here with your sibling, or yeah, your brothers and sisters. Like, why did you come by yourself, you dumbass little boy?
Yeah, and she's probably about to kill him again, but he does mention they said something about Aslan,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only reason that she doesn't kill him because she now has bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, because now that's like, yeah, that's her launch code.
Yeah, she
Um,
gets the dwarf ready to slay. No bells. It's on a stealth mission. I'm not letting him know I'm coming.
right, and
That's the end of chapter 9.
that's the end of chapter 9. Do we want to take a break and make this a two-parter, or do we want to keep
I think
going?
now could be a great time to break.
Because we
Right
have about the
before.
same amount of chapters left.
Mm-hmm. So we are actually going to make this a two-parter. Y'all get an extra episode.
Whoop, whoop.
And so next time we will be starting off with chapter 10. The spell begins to break, which I think will be a great starting point. Um, I don't know. I'm excited to get through the rest of it. It's been great fun reading along and looking up many different animal symbolisms and names and things just because why not?
Well, and it's cool because so, like, people always relate the Chronicles of Narnia to Christian mythology, but like, there's so much more than just that, and also because Christian mythology pulls a lot from many other sources as well. So, like, it's fun to see how they add it and mix it and different
Yeah,
things.
and it's not a one-to-one
Mm-mm.
story of Christianity, which just the shortest tangent I feel like is on purpose because although Aslan might be a symbol of Jesus, uh, this is a new world, and this is a different world. This is a different Christianity. This is a different Jesus. This isn't your story. This isn't the old story. This is a
Mm-hmm.
new version, a new take on it. So it's going to have a lot of differences and a lot of different things because the White Witch wasn't supposed to be in this world. There wasn't supposed to be this big evil. This was supposed to be a peaceful, fun world, maybe with a little tussle, little baddies, some ogres or what the hell ever. But like,
Yeah. Well, Narnia exists in the same world as our world,
yeah,
but like doing Narnia math based on what time it is then, I mean, it's been thousands of years in Narnia
totally.
between the time the story was told, and like this would be like as ancient as the Egyptians, if not like,
Oh yeah, so old,
yeah, actually, that's
millennia probably
I
at
kind
this
of want to
point.
do that math.
Oh my
How
god, there's
much time has
probably a
passed?
Narnia calculator online. I bet you that
Oh,
there's a calculator.
hit us up if you find any. But thank
Yeah,
you
call
all.
in if you find
Yeah,
Narnia.
call us, tweet us. Come, you can come over. But thank you everybody for listening to The Lobster and His Boy. We were having a lot of fun reading along, and we'll be getting some social medias together, so you actually can maybe shoot us an email.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
I might
Maybe by next episode.
I might swing for a phone line, if
Yeah.
only to get a hamburger phone. But anyway, this has been The Lobster and His Boy. I'm The Lobster.
And I am his boy. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Lobster and his boy. Lobster and his boy. Lobster and